It is time to talk about that hot and spicy topic, our bodies. Let's talk about our post-pregnancy bodies. It is reported that it generally takes about 6 weeks for a woman to regain her post-pregnancy bodies. What happens when that does not take place? Let's talk about the stretch marks, the changes, everything. Who are you in Christ when that happens? Join me on set as we discuss this topic. Welcome to another episode of The Secret of Superpowered Moms, Journeys of Motherhood with God. I am Dr. Letabo Machava Simelani, and I'm so excited to be with you on this show. This is the show where we talk about pain, challenges of all things pregnancy and motherhood, and the victory that we obtain through our Lord Jesus Christ. Today, I am joined by 3 powerful women on set. They are dynamic and oozing to talk about the topic of the day. Thank you so much. Lerato is going to join us, and also Pastor Angie is going to join us, and Teko Fatso, as we talk about the post-pregnancy body. Ladies, woo. Thank you so much for joining me today, and welcome to the show. Hey, today's topic is something that most of our moms deal with and have to handle. I also had my own pregnancy shock. You know, there we are, nice, lean, and all of that. Now we get married and then we have children. Yeah. And then for me, it's always like a soccer ball that starts, and then it expands. And then in your pregnancy, before you know it, people are calling you elephant. You know, and then in the African culture, ligwinya or fat cook, you know, and people say that carelessly while we're pregnant. And then you're thinking, no, it's fine. I'm gonna have this baby. And then as soon as I have this baby, everything is going back to normal. Everything. In fact, I'm going to work hard, exercise, and I'll be leaner than I've ever been before. You know, more beautiful than ever before. So can I just hear from you? Let's start with Pastor Ange. Yes. How has been your experience?
Firstly, thank you, Dr. Letabo, for having me back on the show. My whole body experience started pre-pregnancy, not post-pregnancy, when I had to start with my fertility treatment. So in one of the previous episodes, I did share with everyone that I had to go through IVF and I had to go through multiple different fertility treatments. Initially, they misdiagnosed me, but at the final fertility clinic that I went to, I was diagnosed with something called PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. Once I knew what my diagnosis is, a lot made sense, because before I started my fertility treatments, I really managed to keep myself like in good shape. It was not difficult to shake off a few kilograms. Yes. Like it was easy to maintain my figure. But then when I started with the fertility treatments, the hormones really had an effect on my body that was not the most comfortable effect. Yes. And it became a thing where I went up, down, up, down, up, down in between fertility treatments. Yes. And then when I fell pregnant, I stayed on a very strict eating plan and all of that. Yes. And then I got gestational diabetes during my pregnancy, so I had to like be on a very strict plan. Yes. But still with the hormones, I like gained weight, and then post-pregnancy is where I really gained more weight, which at the time I just couldn't understand. You know, I knew I had PCOS and the doctor said you have to do whatever you can to keep weight off. And so I'm naturally a very disciplined person. And so my eating plan is strict. I exercise and all of that. And then I had to go for blood tests and I found out that I have insulin resistance. And so now that I have that understanding, I know how to manage my weight through things that I can eat. Like, for example, I never knew bananas are poisonous to me. If I eat a banana, then it spikes my sugar to a certain level, and everything I eat after that turns into fat. That's been my journey of like learning more about myself, my hormones, what I've been diagnosed with, and how to manage it. And through that, I've met so many ladies that are going through the same thing. Like PCOS is actually a very common thing, which I never knew. Insulin resistance is a common thing. And so ladies out there is hope for you. Yeah.
So happy that you are even saying that with a smile. Tseho?
My experience with the body changes, I think I was excited considering that I regard my pregnancy as miracle pregnancies. So I was a bit excited with the changes on my body, dressing it up. But the big change, was when the stretch marks one morning, I think around 7 months, I was like, no ways. I mean, I had bought everything. You know how we are. We call ourselves, when you're pregnant, Google Mom or Dr. Mom, because you are on, Google, you are searching concussion to mix and do that. And I was doing everything. I mean, I was looking good, taking those beautiful pictures. And one morning I just woke up and this beautiful belly of mine had stretch marks, the mark of pregnancy. And I was like, what? This I didn't expect. And there were a lot, and I also like our pre-marriage and, pregnancy, I used to be a girl who goes to gym, and maintain my body, but that came as a shock. And I also carried so big, and people would ask me, is it twins? I'm like, it's just one child. So that really was a big shock. And I convinced myself that no, they'll go away after pregnancy, but how do I love myself with my new stretch marks, How do I navigate this new me? Because this is definitely, in my language, they always say, "Hore, mosadi o tshwara thipa ka bogaleng," in English translation, a woman holds the knife on the sharp end. You realize these are the things that our parents were talking about, but we didn't understand what it meant. There are certain things our parents were hiding from us concerning motherhood. What are the things you're going to go through? They just allow you to be in it, and you like realizing, my mother often said to me, when you're going to give birth, she's like, "Oba mosadi bjale," like you're becoming a woman now. And when I saw those stretch marks, like I could hear the words echoing in my ears to like, "You are becoming a woman now." I'm like, this is what she meant.
You are changing into
I'm
something
changing
else.
now, and I'm gonna have to love myself now. I need to fall in love with the new Tsegofatso, with the stretch marks and everything.
Ladies, you are absolutely phenomenal and beautiful. When I'm looking at you as you're talking, I'm thinking, wow, look at this beautiful woman. And now, Lerato, looking at you, most of us women, when we see Lerato, we wonder, do people like you?
Exactly.
Huh? Do the so-called perfect woman in our eyes, do you have any post-pregnancy issues or pre-pregnancy issues or during the pregnancy? Or do you feel like a butterfly all your life, 24 hours a day,
Well, thank you for the question. And hi, ladies. Thank you for sharing your stories. It certainly gives me courage to share mine. And it's so interesting because I've got 2 children. So with both babies, I did not, my weight gain was not, massive. There was certainly gain. Certainly it was there. Okay. But I did bounce back. I feel like I did like with both kids. I think the first time around I consoled myself because my first pregnancy I carried for only 7 months. And so I thought, okay, this is why I bounced back a lot quicker than the majority of people that I knew. But then the second time I carried to full term and I still sort of came back in reasonable time. But I still have my things like many of us women do, right? And mine are 2 things. The first of which is something that nobody told me about. Postpartum hair loss was a serious, we don't, right? Because we're only thinking boobs, we're thinking stomach, we're thinking hip area, we're thinking stretch marks. That scalp area is something we don't double click on. And my gosh, I struggled. And so that limited me greatly in terms of the different types of styles I could actually do. Even now, I mean, I've been wearing wigs actually since both my babies were born. Consistently, and I've tried laser, it was so slow to show results. I tried different hair products. Everyone has a friend who says, no, try this one. This one works, this one works. And I found that there wasn't much that was working, but I think I'm coming across something, I'm on something now that's helping a little bit. I'm starting to see some results. But guys, it's limited me greatly in terms of how I show up on my crown. You know, so braids are a thing that I can't just rock right now. So I have to wait for my roots to grow in a certain ways. So that's the first thing. The second thing, my breasts. So my breasts have been really small all my life. I've had little girls all my life. And post both babies, oh my gosh, now they are tiny girls. You know? They're a little shy, you know. but because of call it maturity, I've grown to appreciate that with every birthing experience comes change. Just like the change of the 2 additional lovely young human girls that I now have, there's change that I'm going to encounter in my physical, my mental, my spiritual. Change is a part of the game. And so I've learned to appreciate even the little shy girls on me, you know?
Thank you so much for sharing, Nurato. You know, people always see, we choose to see what we want to see on the other side, you know, but it just shows us that we are all human, we are all children of God, and we are going through things. And it might sound like a small thing to me, but it's not to you. It's something quite significant. So now, ladies, now all of these things has happened. What are the coping strategies that you have had to use in your own lives to actually deal with and accept this new change, you know? And who has helped you? Who do you feel has really played a role in assisting you? For me, I just really have to thank my husband. With every change, he embraced it, you know? Like every time I'm feeling like, oh, look at the behind assets, this is too much. And then he comes up with his own to say, no, we accept this and we keep this in the name of Jesus. We don't want to lose this. This is what we want, you know, so it helps. But you know, as women, you still do need your own inner voice. Externals can say everything, but if your inner man is not strengthened, then you can still crumble. Pastor Ange, what has helped you?
So I would definitely say my husband has been a pillar with that, as well as my father. Both of them have been so intentional in always complimenting me. My dad, from the time that I was a little girl, words of affirmation was something that he has always spoken over each one of us and over myself. And he has been intentional to make me feel beautiful no matter how I'm feeling about myself, because you know, your dad can see when you're not yourself and when you're concerned about things, even sometimes before your husband sees it, because your parents, if you were fortunate to grow up with your parents, they know you on a different level. And so I would say for me, my dad is definitely one of the people that has been there to boost my confidence. And then my husband, he has never made me feel like, you know, I married you a certain way and, you know, things have happened. He has been there through everything, through the fertility treatments, very supportive, helping me cook, helping me make sure like the food is healthy and stuff. And I really just have such a strong support from my husband. And I thank God for that. He's a hands-on dad, a hands-on husband. There are days, obviously, where, you know, you look at photos, you know, before you started gaining weight, and then the discouragement does want to come. I have to pick myself up and I have to go look at myself in the mirror. And this is something my dad has said to us many times. Go and tell yourself, Ange, you are beautiful, you know, and look at yourself. And if you have to say that 10 times to start believing it, then do it. And like something that my dad always taught us, be the best version of yourself. If you say, I'm eating healthy, eat healthy. Don't be that person that goes and hides a stack of chocolates in your cupboard, because that's not being honest and that's not actually doing something to get to where you know you want to be. And so, yeah, that's really helped, you know, making sure that I do physical activity, gym, or whatever it is, so that I can feel better about myself and release those endorphins. And so, yeah, I would say those are the things that have played a vital role and the people in my life.
Oh, wow, I love the affirmation part. I'm just thinking of it also for our children, that it must be intentional, that we affirm them from a young age, and then no storms in life will be able to take them out. Teho,
Sure, I'm going to digress a little bit. I hope you can allow me to say that. I mean, I have struggled with so much judgment
Yeah.
after being pregnant.
Yeah.
I recall with my first pregnancy, going back to work, and as I stepped in, someone in my workspace made a comment, a remark, saying, "Sure, we need a nutritionist in this place."
Yeah.
And I
So
knew that they were referring
to
to me,
you.
you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, sorry about
And
that.
also
Yeah.
in my spaces where spaces of fellowship in different, places, I've been asked, why are you not losing weight?
Yeah.
People just being direct about my weight. And I'm thinking, even if I were to lose weight, I'm going to do it for myself.
Yes.
It will never be because of you. And what people don't realize is my body has been through so much. I've had
Yes.
3 operations back to back.
Sure. Yeah.
You
yeah.
know, and I'm grateful for platforms like this where you can share that my
Yes.
body went through so much. I mean,
Yes.
from ectopic pregnancy,
Yeah.
while I was just healing, I found out I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And then when my son was 1 year, I was pregnant again. In the midst of all these voices that were negative,
Yes.
I believe that I was born to motivate people to love
Yes.
themselves. I am like the queen of plus size femme.
Yes.
Love
Oh,
yourself in every
yes.
season that you are. And I'm
Yes.
grateful that I'm in the fashion space. And I've been so privileged to witness women not love themselves.
Yeah.
You come in my boutique, they don't want to fit the clothes. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're so
Yeah.
uncomfortable. I'm
Yes.
like, girl, you are beautiful with those
Yes.
rolls. You are beautiful as you are. Because
Yeah.
the Bible tells us in the book of Proverbs 31, verse 30,
Yes.
it says, charm and beauty is deceptive and it fades away.
Yes.
But a woman who fears the Lord
Amen.
must be praised. So, where is the source of my encouragement? It is the word of God. I
Yes.
encourage myself first. And I love also, my husband always says to me, baby, you cannot expect to be the same woman. You are a mother now.
Yes.
You've given birth to children. He always says to me, I don't love you for your body. I love you for who you are.
Yes.
And he says, you are my home. And I'm like, isn't a home a building? It's like, no, home is a space where you feel comfortable, where you are
Yes.
happy. So he's also been that support. But I'm naturally confident. Girl, I walk myself like, listen, I'll be in a space where everybody's a model and you think I'm the model.
Yeah.
Because my energy is contagious. I love
Yes.
myself.
Yes.
I encourage people to
Yes.
love themselves. The Bible
Yes.
tells us to work on our inner self.
Yes.
More than the body. Work on our inner. If you look at that scripture that I quoted that says beauty is deceptive and all that, if you look at it in different translation, it says physical working on your physical body
Yeah.
is a waste of time.
Whoa.
You should work on your spirit. Yeah,
Yes.
it's very direct.
Yeah.
If you read it in, I think it's in the Message version.
Yeah.
It's, when you read it, you could literally be like, oh, I'm not going to gym today. But that doesn't mean we need to neglect ourselves.
Yes.
We still need to maintain, like our pastor said, we still need to look after ourselves from the
Yes.
physical aspect, because outside of this body, you won't be able to fulfill ministry. And I think sometimes when you appreciate the fact that there's breath in you, you're not
Yes.
in hospital. I'm sitting right here, plus
Yes.
size as I am,
Yes.
and there's someone who's much more healthy, but they're in hospital.
Hospital,
So be
yes.
grateful for the little things,
Yes.
which is the fact that I'm alive. It's
Amen.
what keeps me going. If you are out there and you're struggling with your body, judging
Yes.
yourself, connect with me and
Yes.
I'll take you through how to love yourself from the top of your head to the sole of your feet.
Wow, no, I'm so happy. She even models her own clothes. So yes, that's awesome. Yes.
No, I'm a plus size model, so
And she's absolutely beautiful.
thank you.
Lirato, have you had any coping mechanisms in terms of accepting your new body? I know that, if the ladies, it sounds like a small topic, but given to the fact that I talk to a lot of moms, I know that what you're saying, the hair loss and the breast, it is quite a big thing for women. Yeah.
It certainly is. I'll start with the hair. So I am on a journey. So I'm not sitting back and accepting that, oh, I've got patches here and there. Look, I want to come into my full glory. I want to wear my crown well and confidently. And so I am on a journey and I'm patient with the journey because we are all so different, right? But something is happening. Now, in terms of the girls, they need love too. And they're getting a lot of it. They're getting a lot of it. My husband, like yours as well, is very supportive of the changes that he's, seeing, and very, very, very encouraging. So that also helps in terms of me just coming into my own and accepting, it as it is, and also loving the fact that I can wear anything with these small girls. It allows for different things, and I tend to think that the other side is definitely well balanced.
Yes,
And makes up for the
definitely.
front.
We see it. We see it. You
It's
look
very well balanced.
Yes.
And so I am, walking with, great confidence from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. I do not lack,
Yes.
and so appreciative of, how I can show up.
Yes.
So appreciative of that.
And then I'm going to start with you again, because, like in my practice now, I practice in Sunning Hill, which is like Sandton. And Sandton, I must say, it feels like London. It can feel like Sydney. It's so first world. And most of my moms are actually doing a lot of plastic surgery. Like a lot of my moms have tummy tucks. A lot of my moms get boob jobs. Like there's just an openness. It's almost like when I came in, it's like, what's your problem? Why aren't you, how many times have you been cut? And I'm thinking, I've had 3 Caesars. I don't want to do this again. So as Christian women, what are your thoughts, Levato? Would you consider being knifed, if I can put it that way?
Ooh. I did consider it. And I think it was more peer pressure than it was me.
Okay.
So, when you've got friends, you've got family members who are, getting cut and they look so good. And you're like, you and I used to be the same size. Look at you now. It's a different silhouette altogether.
Yes,
look, I look good, but they look good in a different way. So it was
Yes.
the different way that I was interested in.
Yeah.
And so it did cross my mind. And I'd like to say, ladies, I was flirting with it. We
Yes.
never dated. I was flirting with it, flirting with the idea of an augmentation.
Yes.
But look, after all was said and done, looked at the costs, looked at my time, healing time, surgery time, healing time, all of it. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go under. I think spiritually, emotionally, physically, it just doesn't feel like it's coming from me. It would feel like it's coming from what I'm seeing in other people, how the silhouette is showing up in other people, as opposed to me saying, I can't sleep, I can't eat, I need this done tomorrow. That has not come to me as yet. Yeah.
And then Pastor Ange, what's your thoughts? Have you played with it? Have you thought about it?
Yes, so definitely I have thought about it, especially when you finished having children, because I've heard many older women speak about it, that things start sagging in ways that you don't want them to. And so, I really do believe that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and God made us the way that we are. At the same time, though, I really do believe that God gave doctors the ability to do various things. And if it's going to make someone feel more confident about themselves and they have the right reasons and stuff, I do not see a problem with it. So when I'm done with my children, it definitely might be a consideration. Yes.
No, I'm happy to say that. I thought I was the only one. I just told my husband, maybe at 50, let's talk. When I turn 50, I want us to have a conversation. Because he says, no, but it will be like a new you. I said, yeah, it will be. We'll be changing into something else. We always change into something else.
But for many ladies, it's brought their confidence back. And older ladies as well.
Yes, older ladies as well. Yeah, when I used to work in the military, I used to see 60-year-olds with like 18-year type of breasts. I'm like, wow, what happened? And then they would say, no, dark augmentation. Tshego, would you consider, what do you think about it?
I have considered it. I have thought about it because after both pregnancies, or 3 pregnancies, I've struggled with a belly fat. So I do like myself thick. I'm an African woman. So if I were to change anything, it's definitely around my belly because I'm like curvaceous and all that. So I have thought about it. Also with me, similar to, her and hers, was that I'm waiting for my husband and I to say we are done with children. I've even gone to look at cost as well to say, okay, fine, does it make financial sense right now? Or should we do it in the future? And in terms of babies as well. So I have thought about it as well. And it doesn't mean, as I said, I'm naturally confident. I love myself less. But every stage that I'm going to go into is because I want to make myself more happy. If it's going to help me enhance my look and be even more confident, why not? As a Christian woman, it's a choice that I'm making. And spiritually, I haven't felt like there's anything wrong with it. Absolutely. I've got a lady at church now who told me, I didn't even know there's such, where you can swap your intestines, the one that takes more food. So she
microbiome.
she did say that's hectic. she's lost over 50 kg. I mean, you would want that. She
So
says
they
she-
actually implant feces. Like they take your feces, Lerato, and then they implant them in her, and then she will get almost like your metabolic rate and can change. You can actually change. So now it's there nicer ways. Yeah.
That's exactly what I've been considering. She did say the pain is excruciating though. I have a low tolerance for pain. But she looks beautiful. I was encouraged. I said, look at how she's beautiful, transformed. I am considering it. And yeah, so I see no problem with it. I'm not a VVS, very, very spiritual. Very, very spiritual.
Wow, it's so refreshing that I'm actually sitting with modern open women, because I love what you said, Pastor Ange. Doctors, the wisdom we have, it's God-given. And I don't believe that the enemy would give any human any empowerment to make people feel good or better. We know that he comes with sickness, disease, and death. He wants to steal, kill, and destroy. So I'm really so happy that we are open to it and with no judgment. It's a personal choice. If you don't want it, you don't have to do it. And then that's it, ladies, for today. As you've heard, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And the world is your oyster. If you want to get help, if you want to get plastic surgery, that is between you, your God, and your husband. This was absolutely amazing. I am so empowered. I am so inspired. And this being our last episode for the show, can you believe that, ladies? Our last episode for the show, we have been so blessed with all the topics that have been shared, so inspired, so empowered, so rejuvenated. We have been restored, and we trust that what we felt on this studio will translate to you through the airwaves. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for everybody that came on set during the show. I love you, and I cannot wait to see you for our second season. That's right, ladies. Second season is coming up, and do join us. We are going to go bigger, better, bazoom. Thank you.
If you are watching this show, we want you to know that no matter what you are going through, you are not alone. Contact us on the details below, because we have pastors and leaders waiting to help, connect, and pray with you. Step into a new chapter in your journey with Jesus Christ, because He loves you and He is waiting for you.
The journey of motherhood is a walk filled with many challenges. From the heart-wrenching miscarriages, morning sicknesses, post-pregnancy bodies, to nurturing and dealing with adolescents. Pediatrician Dr. Letabo Machaba brings you her new life-changing book, Secrets of Superpowered Moms, Journeys to Motherhood with God, which is a compilation of stories from God-led, powerful, dynamic women whose testimonies will bring hope and encouragement from conception to raising your young ones. To get yourself a copy of this book, contact us today.